Welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris. We're at the halfway point now. We're on episode 15, and actually, not so much tonight's episode, but I can see some of that drama that you were talking about. Now, I think it's only right to start at the end for tonight's episode, isn't it? Because it was a bit of a bombshell. Old Sophie Monk was being a little bit cagey about, was one person going to leave? She just said, there's, 13 in the villa, and by the time, you go to sleep tonight, there'll be a different number. And so we ended up with two boys leaving. What did you make to how that unfolded, Chris?
Well, Elias, I don't think was a big surprise. We lost Elias, didn't we? I was not that surprised. I think once he did the situation with Millie and was basically saying he's going to be sort of texting other girls outside of the island, his race had run, and they never featured him. You can usually tell why if they don't feature somebody or there's some sort of conversation. Like saying, I've had enough, like John James scenario, and you sort of get that if there's going to be a vote, they're going to be going. However, I was very shocked by Justin going and not Jax, because we'd had the discussion with Jackson where he was saying to a couple of the people, like, I don't know what else I can do. I've tried everything. I've tried to speak to the girls. He'd had a bit of a conversation with Josh as well. I thought his race had run, and I didn't know he was going on this day, but I must admit, bit of a lump in the throat with Justin, Dave, because I thought his speech was fantastic when he said, like, I've got some great friends here because, I found that really hard through my life. And I'm sure we've all been in that situation. And I've got, family members close to my heart who struggled with stuff like that. So I went from like, we've been taking the mick out of him a little bit and that, to genuinely being completely sorry for him. I really did feel sorry for him.
Yeah, I mean, I exactly the same as you. I mean, I was sort of, fighting it back. It's like, nope, I'm a man. I'm gonna not get upset by this. But yeah, it was a really nice speech. Before that speech, though, I was thinking, he's been here since day one, and he hasn't connected with with anyone. So,
Yeah.
he's a great presence around the villa. But if Jackson had gone, I'd have felt it was a bit unfair because he hasn't had a fair crack at the whip yet.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Sorry, Dave, go on.
No, I was going to make a pun about being a tall order, but it's fine.
Sorry, I ruined your joke.
It's
You
all
got a
right.
better laugh anyway,
It's
Dave.
gone now.
No, but I agree. He's not had chance. And I do think Justin, he's a good-looking guy, Dave. You can see that. He's got a lot of qualities, but the girls just are not feeling it with him. I don't know why. And it's sad, but yeah, unless somebody else came in, it was never good. I agree. There was nothing there for him. There was no relationship. He was just like everyone's little brother, wasn't he, really, in the villa. So
Yeah.
I tell
It
you,
was.
Dave.
So go on.
No, go on. I haven't got a pun, so go on. You go.
No, that's all right. It ended up being blondes versus brunettes again, though, inadvertently, didn't it? I mean, you've got Millie and Taylor. They were really not happy about Eden and Erin's decision, and I think even though it's kind of horrible, at a human level to see someone put in that position, but it's kind of great as well.
Which way would you have gone, Dave? I think you've just hit the nail on the head. Justin, as much as the speech was fantastic, and it was, like you say, it was proper lump in the throat, so I really felt for the lad. He's got nothing. So he doesn't know if someone's going to come in. I'm not saying Jackson's going to go through and find somebody. We just don't know. However, taking a step back, it probably was the right decision, because it isn't just Friend Island. You always say that. You always say it's just, it's not Friend Island.
Yeah.
I completely get that. You're totally right. However, it's like, what the fuck do you do? How are you going to sort of articulate and blame Erin and Eden for that? Whichever way they went, somebody was going to be, going. There was going to be someone in the villa not happy. So it already showed a preview, and it looks like it's going to kick off, Dave. And Taylor was at the front of it all, which I found really bizarre.
Well, I think, yeah, I don't know why she has to get that involved. We haven't really seen Taylor and Justin have, massive laughs together. But I think she's ultimately she's going to get caught out. She's been shooting her mouth off. Her and Millie can't understand why. I mean, Eden seems to be coming in for most of it. It was Eden and Erin, wasn't it,
Yeah.
who made the decision ultimately. So I don't know. It's a bit weird, but I think this might be the drama you were speaking of.
I possibly cannot say, David.
Well, I mean, they're definitely not happy, and there's going to be plenty of, Eden and Erin aren't going to back down.
No,
And so it
Eden's not.
does, yeah, it does look like it's going to kick off a little bit. But also, Chris, it's what I've been after as well. So the new guy coming in has got his eyes on Erin, and so I
Yeah.
think, yeah, that's where this is where it's going to get tasty. You can tell, even
You
despite
know
your
what?
little tip off.
No, you just said it, Dave. Yeah, I'm not saying a word.
Well, that's what I've been crying out for because they've been so strong since day one, and they just haven't been tested at all. And so, that was what a few episodes ago. I can't remember which one, but I was saying I would like to see a new guy come in and make a play for Erin, and then see how that goes.
Well, put it this way, Dave. My fucking nose is getting bigger than it is, and it's already massive. So I'm not saying a word of what's going to happen now. But yeah, someone's just come back to me about that. However, let's move on before I ruin it for everybody. So I won't say a word. I am not liking Dom Dave at all. I think he's playing Cassidy like a fiddle, and she's like, I just can't wait to kiss him. There's such a chemistry between us, and I'm thinking, I cannot see it. I've said it for like 2 or 3 episodes now. He don't give a fuck about her. He basically pied her off tonight, didn't he, earlier in the episode?
Yeah, it was weird to pie her off quite so quickly, but the strange thing is, he just doesn't seem arsed, does he? It's like he
No.
comes in with all the bravado and everything, and he's coupled up now, and he's like, yeah, just not really vibing with anyone. Just he's just got very comfortable very quickly, and so yeah, I've got a feeling she's going to be a lot more into him than he is into her.
Yeah, I agree. And then the whole thing that you questioned, which is one of his comments to the girls, was he's never had a serious relationship at 26. And judging by the way he's acting, you can fucking see why, Dave.
Yeah,
He isn't a player. I just think he's got like an arrogance about him, I think. He just needs to snap out of it. So he's not, for me, coming across very well. He could be a great lad. I'm not denying that, but I've just not seen anything positive about him so far.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think. What would you define a player as, Chris? I mean, I think if you don't have a girlfriend, you can't by default cheat on them. so,
Yeah.
so I guess you'd say maybe is a player just someone who has a girlfriend and then plays about with other girls, or uh, I'd have said he
Yeah,
was,
true.
to be honest. I'd have said he just he enjoys the physical side of it, and then doesn't isn't interested in getting connected with anyone on a more deeper emotional level.
No, I think you're probably right. One thing I would say, Dave, and Love Island is, I love it, is I want somebody to come in, and I'm going to plug one of our podcasts, the VHS Strikes Back. Our last episode was The Commitments, Alan Parker's Commitments. It's a film about a load of Irish young sort of adults who create a band, a soul band, and there's an old bloke who joins them, right?
Oh
Joey the
yeah.
lips faking, right? Who basically runs a dating thing through all the girls in the band, all these young girls. He's like late 40s. And he decides basically by the week he's changing the girls he's going out with. And I would love that, Dave, for someone to come in, whether it's a girl or a boy, to come in and just sort of start copping off with different people just to cause a load of shit and not give a fuck what's going on, because it needs that sort of pathetic mini drama, I think, sometimes. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out in the next few days, David.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah.
I can say.
I tell you what, Dom did. I tell you what, I did notice. I mean, Cassidy seemed to enjoy the spooning, but he seemed to like go in for a bit of underboob spooning as well. Seems to be grabbing a bit of boob from what I could see, but again, being a bit presumptuous, doesn't have too many boundaries. We saw him patting Francoise on the bum to call her over for a chat. I think it was the last episode, wasn't it? So yeah, I don't know. I think he will cause some ripples in the villa. He's definitely not going to be with Cassidy for too much longer.
No, he's not. I just don't see anything. And I tell you what, Dave. Obviously, this was filmed. I don't know how you feel about this, but even in the space of 2 years, this was released in Australia around about June 2018. I remember watching it around about August, September because it was on like a catch up on an ITV player. And genuinely, do you think in this current climate with Love Island, they would get away in 2020 of doing that pizza game?
Well,
I don't think they would, you know.
not in 2000. Well, do you mean pre or post pandemic? Not that we're
Just,
post it
just,
yet.
just. No, no, not pandemic. Just post fucking everyone being offended by anything. I mean, what? I just don't think you'd be able to do that. The
Uh,
way the guys are grabbing the girls and stuff like that. I don't know why. I just when I watched that, I thought that is not going to happen in 2020.
yeah, I don't know. It's only a couple of years, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't think it's
yeah,
changed that much. I mean, it was a bit saucy, wasn't it? In every way.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's sort of a few money shots there.
fucking hell, Dave. I don't
I
know
don't,
what to say to that.
yeah,
But anyway,
well, it's like, yeah. I mean, like I say, it was a bit like all of them went for it. Eden and
yeah,
Aaron won, but then I don't think there was anyone who was particularly prudish. I thought they all sort of went for it. So yeah, no, it's would you do it in 2020? Well, not right now because you need to be 2 meters apart, but and that
yeah.
would be some money shot, wouldn't it?
No way, I'm reaching 2 meters,
No,
Dave.
no,
Anyway,
two centimeters for me.
I'm fucking boasting, Dave. Now. Yeah, I no, it wasn't any. Look, I wasn't offended watching it. I thought it was good fun, but you can just imagine complaints going into Ofcom and stuff, can't you? Things like that. People just will complain about stuff like. I just thought it was good fun. It was a good laugh, and I don't necessarily. I thought Justin and Millie were probably the best, but for some reason, Eden and Erin just seem to just take these things, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know if it's sort of external, because they are a strong couple, or maybe just no one wants to fuck with Erin.
Yeah, true. It's
um,
fucking. She's a proper intense girl.
Very
Really is.
intense, very intense. Now, Chris, what did you make to Grant and Taylor in the Hideaway?
Well, by the looks of it, Dave, they're getting married, they're having kids, they're meeting the family. He did say about he was going to say to her that he loved her and he wouldn't admit it, but she sort of said that he had said it when she spoke to the girls. When he's speaking to Eden, he's like, "No, I haven't actually said it. I just said I think I am." But it's all pointing that way, Dave. I mean, they seem as much in love as Eden and Erin, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think, you know what, Chris? I wouldn't have thought this like a few episodes ago, but I think, they might be winning me over. I mean, the way Grant sort of went about it, and even Taylor, the way she kind of went about it, I can't ever agree with them. But they do kind of seem right for each other.
Yeah, it's nice to see, to be honest. I think I said to you then a few episodes ago, she tries to bring a better person out of Grant, and I think that's what she is trying to do. I think she's trying to make him be more nice and not maybe not as self-centered. I'm not sure, but they do. I am pretty sweet on him. Ian and Erin the same. They're a good couple as well. So,
Yeah.
and they all celebrated, which is weird. How the preview for tomorrow's episode, she goes at them because the four of them were having champers and that together, weren't they? So I don't understand how that's going to play out tomorrow, but it looks fucking great drama. It
It
really does.
does. It does, to be fair. No, I can't wait for it tomorrow. Anything else, Chris, from tonight's episode? I think that's pretty much it, wasn't it? We spent quite a lot of
Yeah,
time with Dom and Cassidy, and it just looks like that's going to go nowhere. What about Josh and Mac, actually? What do you reckon about them two?
that's going nowhere, Dave. Nowhere. I think Josh is just going to be one of them guys, a bit like Anton from last year's UK one, where he's just going to flick. He just seems to. I like him. I think he's a good guy, but he's dead obvious when he's like when he realizes one relationship is over, and he then goes to someone else
Yeah.
straight away, doesn't he? So it's like are you playing the game better than what we see on TV? Because he is a genuine guy, but I'm thinking, is it just purely about you staying in the villa? Because
Yeah.
I can't see anything. I don't think Mac offers much, to be honest, Dave. I don't
No,
think she
no.
offers hardly any. I don't see anything about her, to be honest. Personality wise, she's quite not boring, but she's quite vanilla at the moment. She's genuinely not offering anything
Yeah.
to the house, and maybe she'll be the one. A bit like what happened with that Kim who left a few episodes ago. He just came in, looks the part, but just didn't do anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see.
I think so. I mean, what about Francoise? I mean, she seemed to be quite upset that Elias was going. Maybe that maybe something could have happened there, possibly, but I don't know. I think he probably hit that football wag up, didn't he?
David be hitting her up on the way back in the taxi. I think by the looks of it, he'll be gone in. But no, it was a good episode, Dave, and hopefully tomorrow it kicks off to fuck. I really hope it goes.
I can't wait. I honestly can't wait. I've been waiting for this drama because you were going nuts over it, weren't you, when you were watching this, and you kept telling me, I needed to watch it. And, luckily, or else I suppose we'd be podcasting about something else. But I think, I can tell this. Like I say, those two things all add up to quite a bit of drama. So I'm thinking episode 16 might be the best one yet.
We'll see, Dave. We'll see.
Can't wait. I can't wait until tomorrow night.
It might be underrated. I've built it up so much, like a mythical thing, that my memory might be fuzzy, but we'll see, Dave. We'll see, my friend.
Okay.
So, if you want to get in contact with us, at cdrealitycast on Twitter and Instagram, or cdrealitycast@gmail.com if you want to fire us an email. Dave, great episode again, mate. And let's just see, is this the top of the hill and everything just starts rolling down? I can't possibly say. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye now.